So let's talk world boss. This is the icon to find world boss on your map. And for this one, it's the Behemoth King. And if you look at the description on it, it is saying that the ground troops are stronger against it, but there's also a percentage of buff that it limits it to. So from my experience so far on this game, which is not a long time, it seems like Cav is the one that always gets the highest score for every single beast or world boss. I don't know why that is, because you would think that you would listen to the game mechanics, but every time I do Cav and it gets the best score. So, right now I'm using my Dawn of Civilization castle to get the extra monster buffs, making sure to equip my mounted gear. I always check the actual gear to see if I can compose more because I actually don't pay gems for those. I save my gems for refines and other things, so I save the gears just from basic winnings and free rewards, and eventually it'll get, added up to have enough to get to 8 or 9 over time. I don't know if selecting this actually matters because I think once you upgrade all of those artifacts, you get all of those buffs applied. And then you have that extra buff, which was monster march speed. So who knows? I added it. Maybe somebody who knows this game better can let me know in the comments. I make sure to add the super buffs to this because you want to get the most attack. I also make sure that the king's buff is also applied. I don't know how much you have to offer. I think you have to offer 20 to activate it. So I make sure that I'm all buffed up. March capacity is super important. And I just put everything at the very max percentage. So now, I guess, oh, okay. One thing about World Boss that is important is to make sure that your subsidies are checked. Now, I don't know if it matters if all of your troops are available. It probably does. So I just spent the gems to reheal them. It's probably a waste, but I think there was a consumption event for gems. So you save gems for one thing and then you spend gems on another. It's just the way that this game is. Okay, so now we're ready to do the attack. And again, I do Cav first because it is the best combination so far for all world bosses that I've done. Just showing you the two generals that I'm using, which I think are the best for monsters. And you'll see all my subsidies are stacked. And now I am selecting the highest tiers of Cav. And for world boss, it's a little different because you can actually get better damage if you do more tiers of Cav than if you just do your top tier. So as you'll see here, it's a pretty good damage for this monster. And just to show you that I have tried to test out these monsters with other troop types and generals, I'll show you a ground attack. So we have Elise and Basil, and you'll see it's not as strong as my Cav combo, but the subsidies are highlighted. And again, we're going to be using our highest troops. And I will say I was hopeful for this attack, but when you see the result, you will see what I mean about using Cavalry for your world boss, because it ends up being way lower than the Cav. So, it's always best to experiment and test things out. I think, I even did range. I totally forgot this, by the way. I did do range. Okay, and range is obviously my strongest combination. And let's see the result here. Yeah, not very good. So again, I strongly advise doing cavalry marches for your world boss for your best results. But you can, you have 10 chances or you have 5 free chances, so might as well test it out. And World Boss is a little slow with updating your scores, but you'll see my last damage was 169, so that 170 was actually a little higher. I will say that the more cav you have, the higher your score as well. However, I would not risk putting your keep at a very unbalanced disadvantage by having way too many cavalry. So I always try to keep my cavalry very balanced with the other troops. So while I might be slower to building my cavalry and my world boss damage, at least I know that I'm not going to take super hard hits during SVS. So that's the extent of World Boss. This is Baby Bear, and we'll see you soon. Bye.